Oh, here we go. Right, well, I obviously started reading these stories at the wrong time of year because this one is called Milly Molly Mandy Goes Blackberrying, which one wouldn't do at the end of April. Never mind, here we are. Once upon a time, Milly Molly Mandy found some big ripe blackberries on her way home from school. Just wondering why she's at school in blackberry season. Oh well, there were 6 great beauties and 1 little hard one. So Milly Molly Mandy put the little hard one in her mouth and carried the others home on a leaf. There we go. She gave one to Father, and Father said, "Ah, that makes me think time for blackberry puddings has come." And then she gave one to Mother and asked what it made her think of, and Mother said, "A whole row of pots of blackberry jam that I ought to have in my store cupboard." Then she gave one to Grandpa, and Grandpa said it made him think blackberry tart. And Grandma said blackberry jelly. And Uncle said stewed blackberry and apple. That's what Grandpa likes as well. Not Milly Molly Mandy's Grandpa, your Grandpa. And Auntie said a plate of fresh blackberries with sugar and cream. My, thought Milly Molly Mandy as she threw away the empty leaf, I must get a big, big basket and go blackberrying the very next Saturday, so there can be lots of puddings and jam and tarts and jelly and stewed blackberry and apple and fresh blackberries for Father and Mother and Grandpa and Grandma and Uncle and Auntie and me. I'll ask Susan to come too. So the very next Saturday, Milly Molly Mandy and little friend Susan set out with big baskets to hold the blackberries, and hooked sticks to pull the brambles nearer, and stout boots to keep the prickles off, and old frocks lest the thorns should catch. And they walked till they came to a place where they knew there were always lots of blackberries, at the proper time of year, of course. But when they came to the place, oh dear, they saw a notice board stuck up just inside a gap in the fence, and the notice board said, as plain as anything, "Trespassers will be prosecuted." Milly Molly Mandy and little friend Susan knew that meant you mustn't come here because the owner doesn't want you and it's his land. Oh, Milly Molly Mandy and little friend Susan looked at each other very solemnly indeed. I'm just laughing at Grandpa creeping past the window bent double so as not to affect the light. And then Milly Molly Mandy said, "I don't suppose anyone would see if we went in." And little friend Susan said, "I don't suppose they'd miss any of the blackberries." And Milly Molly Mandy said, "But it wouldn't be right." And little friend Susan shook her head very firmly. So they took up their baskets and sticks and moved away, trying not to feel hurt about it, although they'd come a long way to that place. They didn't know quite what to do with themselves after that, for there seemed to be no blackberries anywhere else. So they amused themselves by walking in a dry ditch close by the fence, shuffling along in the leaves with their stout little boots that were to have kept the prickles off. And suddenly, what do you think they saw? A little ball of brown fur just ahead of them, among the grasses in the ditch. "It's a rabbit," whispered little friend Susan. They crept closer. "It is a rabbit," whispered Milly Molly Mandy. "Why doesn't it run away?" said little friend Susan, and she stroked it. And the little ball of fur wriggled, and then Milly Molly Mandy stroked it, and it wriggled again. And then Milly Molly Mandy exclaimed, "I believe it's got its head stuck in a hole in the bank." And they looked, and that was just what had happened. Some earth had fallen down as Bunny was burrowing, and it couldn't get its head out again. So Milly Molly Mandy and little friend Susan carefully dug with their fingers and loosened the earth round about, and as soon as Bunny's head was free, he shook his ears and stared at them. Milly Molly Mandy and little friend Susan sat very still and only smiled and nodded gently to show him he needn't be afraid, because they loved him. And then little Bunny turned his head and ran skitter-scatter along the ditch and up the bank into the wood and was gone. "Oh," said Milly Molly Mandy, "I always wanted a rabbit, and now we've got one, Susan. Only we'd rather ours played in the fields with his brothers and sisters instead of stopping in a poky hutch," said little friend Susan. "And if we'd gone trespassing, we should never have come here and found him," said Milly Molly Mandy. "I'd much rather have a little rabbit than a whole lot of blackberries." And when they got back to the nice white cottage with the thatched roof where Milly Molly Mandy lived, Father and Mother and Grandpa and Grandma and Uncle and Auntie all said they would much rather have a little rabbit running about in the woods than all the finest blackberries in the world. However, the next Saturday, Milly Molly Mandy and little friend Susan came upon a splendid place for blackberrying without any notice board. And Milly Molly Mandy gathered such a big basketful that there was enough to make blackberry puddings and jam and tarts and jelly and stewed blackberry and apple and fresh blackberries for Father and Mother and Grandpa and Grandma and Uncle and Auntie. And Milly Molly Mandy too. And all the time a little rabbit skipped about in the woods and thought what a lovely world it was. And that is a true story. And there's the rabbit.